we can use the dynamic EQ to expand areas and reshape. I got a tiny little track, let me play it back. Now, I want to work mostly on the kick and the snare. This is just going to be a little bit more obvious. I'm going to mute the drums and I'm going to be playing this back. And I'm going to be going to this channel. It's going to be the kick. So we have the kick right here. So if we take a look at the spectrum, we have this tiny little peak, which is going to be the boom of the kick. And if I boost that frequency, we're going to be getting it. And the other side is going to be maybe this one. It's going to be the click of the kick. And also we have the mid part, which is going to be this part. If I bring an oscilloscope, this is a good oscilloscope, I'm going to be playing it back. And without doing dynamic EQ, if I boost the boom, this is how we reshape everything. If I go up on this one, and if I want a little bit more click right here, you can bring this, and now we have a transient. Now, of course, it goes louder, so we need to go down volume. So the plan is not to do this. The plan is going to use the dynamic part. On this plugin, this is the native Pro Q or EQ from Studio One, but you can use the Fab Filter one. So in this one, we need to enable the dynamics section right here, and then we do the dynamics when we enable the letter D. In this case, I'm going to go to the orange, and I want a boost right here. I'm going to go down, and then I'm going to enable the dynamics. And what we need to do, we need to go and expand it. Now I'm going to go really aggressively so we can hear the difference. And notice how the waveform really changes. Maybe 6 to 4 is just a little bit too much. I'm going to be going to 3, and we can make a narrow Q. And again, if I turn it off, I want you to see the waveform. Really different, right? So we are getting a lot of more just oomph. Same trick, we can do the same right here, maybe with this one. We're going to be getting a little bit more clicky, a little bit more click. Maybe I'm going to go there and do the same trick. I'm going to enable this. I'm going to go up in range, maybe not that much. And then we're going to make it bounce. Same here, I'm going to go there. And if I boost it, we get that nasty transient at the beginning. So that's what I want. I'm going to stay around there and do the same trick. Enable the dynamics, then go up and lower the threshold. Maybe it's too wide, I can just narrow it. And notice how different the kick now sounds. And it looks, if I turn this off, it's flatter. A little bit more attitude. Now, of course, we need to tame the volume right here. Around there. Right. Now I'm going into extremes right here. The plan is to be subtle because if you go really aggressive, you're going to be really changing what's going on with your kick or whatever sound that you're trying to shape. And of course, you can just use traditional EQ and just boost those frequencies, but that's something that you always do. Now I would try this trick after you do your normal EQing and compression. If you feel like there's something missing or you need a little bit more attitude, maybe on this one I'm going too much, but you need a little bit more attitude, then you can try this tiny little trick. So you have different EQs. In this case, I'm going to be using, for the same purpose, Pro Q3, and it's sitting on the snare. If I hover, it's going to let me know where the peak is. So it's going to be right here, and the other one is going to be around maybe here. So the plan again is to do the same trick. I'm going to go to 0 and I'm going to expand it. Then we can narrow the Q. I'm going really up. That's the plan. And you know what? I'm going to bring the oscilloscope right here so we can see it. But there's not a lot of difference. Still, it's going to reshape the snare. Let's do it right here on the click. And if I turn it off, of course we're going louder, so maybe going down in volume just to adjust it. There we go. So it's a lot more obvious on the kick. Right, but that's fine. The plan is to be subtle right here. Now, if I play the whole damn thing, you're gonna notice that there's not a lot of difference, but there is. If I play it, I want you to look at the meter right here, especially in the kick. If I select this and turn this off, so we're adding a little bit more. Of course, maybe it's a little bit too aggressive. As you can see on the meter, we are just getting a more dynamic sound now. I will use this technique after processing the sound. Maybe if I feel like I need a little bit more, we can use this technique, but this, will not replace your usual EQ and compression. Right, so that was the tip of the day. Hopefully this was useful, and remember to like and subscribe. And if you have the money and you want to buy me a coffee just to say thanks, you can. Check the links at the description.